All right, since E3, I think a lot of the stuff that's come out has been on the online modes. So could you maybe give us
Sure,
a
let's
quick
take a peek.
walk through some of those?
Let's take a gander. You know, just a moment ago, we had another reviewer go through through some of our online modes, in particular belt race, which is kind of in essence our quick match, and then also a fight card, which is almost like setting up a tournament with your friends. You know, you can set up ahead of time what the matchups are going to be, and then fight through them. And then also, ultimately, the big one, the crown jewel, which is live broadcast, where, you know, we set up a live fight, actual people from the community, whether you're, you know, on the top of the leaderboards or just really compelling on the forums, or, you know, maybe you're a heel on the forums and we want to see somebody beat you up for it. You know, there's so many different ways to get you on a live broadcast, and that is really, really key. We just did one earlier today, went really well. It was a lot of fun. People get really into it. So quick match, where you can actually go through quick matches, and it's not just individual fights. You can actually be working your way up as you're earning points to actually win a belt online and become like a belt holder in a quick match. We also have fight cards, and this is an opportunity for you to take the fights that you want to see, create a fight card, and populate it with your friends. So say you and I are going to be in the first fight, these two are going to be in the next fight, and then we repeat, you know, through and just go at it online. And while we're fighting, they'll get to spectate and vice versa. So it's kind of an opportunity to almost to have like your own like tournament, you know, any way that you want to see it, any weight divisions, matchups, rule sets, venues, etc.
How many players is this going to support?
So you're going to have 4 fights. So you can have, that'll be 8. I'm not great with math. Thank you. But also, and then the key one there, which is live broadcast. And live broadcast is awesome because what it is all about determining, like these are the ones that we had on earlier today, the at Gamer Grand Prix. But the interesting thing about this is that there are going to be multiple ways for you to end up on a live broadcast. And the key thing here is it's not the commentary that ships on the game. This is live commentary as it's happening. So, you know, you're hearing about yourself from someone, whether it's myself or whoever, in the booth, talking about you specifically. You know, it's not just talking about the fighter, we're talking about you. So we want to get your history, we'll know a little bit about your profile and be able to talk that up on the broadcast. It's also about, you know, winning prizes. There's opportunities to do that. There's an opportunity to become an online champion, to really say, I am the baddest. Everybody's going to go on the forum, I'm the baddest at this game. Yeah, prove it. Get on live broadcast. Let's see if you can really back it up. That's going to be one way to really differentiate yourself and to become essentially a virtual athlete. To become an athlete in this game who is known, well known, and recognized by other people. I mean, I'm really just throwing it out there, but it would be interesting if at some point, say Tap Out, just as an example, were to sponsor somebody that ends up on a live broadcast. Could you imagine being a virtual athlete who's never fought in real life and yet has a real life sponsorship? If that were ever to become a possibility, and it could, because this is how that sort of thing can start, that would be pretty awesome. That's the groundwork. That's the foundation that we're trying to lay down here and to make possible in other games in the future, if possible, you know.
Do you guys have plans yet on how often the live broadcasts are going to go? Or is there something?
So they're still working out the schedule. The last I heard was that they want to do it once a week, once for 360, the next week for PS3, and then stagger it like that. Now, that is by no means final, but you can tell by that schedule we want to have them pretty frequently. And that's also something we want to do so that people think about, you know, most fighters. The ones that are the most popular are the ones you either love or hate, right? And you can only love or hate someone by having them, you know, seeing them often enough. And we're hoping that by virtue of live broadcast, you've got some fighters who are like, man, I hate that guy. He always finishes people off, and he does it the same way every time. And he just, man, I wish I could be the guy that beat that up. Or I love this guy because he's the guy who beat up that guy that I hate so much, you know. So think about that, you know. Think about not only participating in a live broadcast and how cool that opportunity would be to have, you know, commentary and experience and spectators. It's all about you. But not only that, being a spectator for that fight and going, man, I hope he mashes up that guy because I hate him so much and he beat me in the last live broadcast, you know? Think about all those cool opportunities and storylines that can evolve from that, you know?
Right. So will it be multiple fights within a live broadcast?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes, multiple fights within a live broadcast, and we're going to set them up in all sorts of different ways. We're not necessarily going to have like those undercard fights. They're all going to be main card fights. But the idea is to have, you know, some rematches on a live broadcast, to have some of the rivalry fights, you know, 3 or more times these guys have faced off each other. against each other. And also the key one, which is a championship fight, of course, where, I mean, imagine the anxiety. You know, you're going to see yourself walking out there and imagine thinking there's a belt on the line in this fight and there's however many thousands of people watching me, and God, if I get TKO'd in the 30 seconds of the first round, I'm never going to hear the end of it on the forums, you know? So there's certainly a lot of interesting opportunities from this, and this is something that I've been definitely very excited about. Our online designer did a great job with this.
Yeah, it definitely seems unique, and it's going to be fun.
Yeah, that's something that we really wanted to do is, you know, in a fighting game, you know, of course, you know, fundamentally you want to have just that fight now experience online. That goes without saying. But then you go, okay, how do you take a fight now experience and almost in a sense repurpose it into something more? And as a designer, I know how these meetings go. Designers just start talking as like head in the clouds, and I mean, live broadcast is essentially one of those heads in the clouds designer features. Imagine this live broadcast, and there's live commentary. No, it's not the disc. It's live commentary, and oh yeah, you can win prizes, right? Yeah, and it's not against AI. It's against other real people, and you can have multiple fights. I mean, you have an engineer in there going, "Oh God, really?
How do we do this?
Really? How do we do this?" And they did it. They did it, you know. I mean, that's one of the cool things about working on this team is that we were starting with a new IP, and we said, put your heads in the clouds, and engineers will make it a possibility, you know.
Now, how many people in this building from the other teams have now come knocking on the door for this technology?
It's interesting because, you know, even not so much from people like inside this building going, hey, could we harness this, which is an interesting opportunity. But it was even more interesting when we were talking to other reporters and stuff and going, could you have this in so-and-so game? Could you have this in so-and-so game? It's like, well, you know, it's an opportunity, it's a possibility, you know. So that was part of this technology here is not only can it help us to take fighting games to the next step, is this also something for other game teams that they could possibly use should they choose to go to the next step as well with us?
Very neat. Now, the other big thing is the belts, the belt race within the online community. How is that exactly going to work? Is it going to be one heavyweight belt spread out to the millions of people playing, or is it?
So think of it as belts are out there in the open to be taken, right? And there isn't just going to be one belt holder amongst the millions of people playing at heavyweight. It's all about earning your opportunity through the points, and as you're fighting with wins or how you finish those wins, if you're efficient with your striking, etc., to work your way up to a championship fight against an existing belt holder who's already earned that shot. So there's going to be plenty of people who've earned those opportunities and are current belt holders, and other people working their way up to get at that guy. So there's opportunity also, not just that, where you can have a belt holder perhaps go up against another belt holder. And in this situation, only one person can come away with that belt. So there's opportunity where every once in a while you're going to end up in a belt race fight that has even more significance than just fighting for the title or defending that title. It's about actually, wow, defending my title against another title holder. That in and of itself is pretty exciting. And let me tell you, man, there's physiological effects of that. You're just going to feel those sweaty palms when you got a big matchup coming up. Ooh-wee, you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it.
Any other interesting online stuff that?
I think the interesting thing about online is we didn't go perfunctory with the website. The website is an absolutely awesome portal to get even more out of the game. That's where you can go see the pre-fight hype videos that you can also watch on the live broadcast or after the fact. You can put in your own compilations of fight videos that you put together and want to share. There's going to be all kinds of information, blogs from us talking about, you know, certain features that we've added to the game, or, you know, say we're on the forums and we're getting a certain question a lot. We want to be really receptive to the community, and I feel that something that this team has done really, really well is via the website, get really active with the forums, get active with people, find what they want, what they don't want, and try to give them that experience as much as possible. A quick example, you know, granted, we were thinking about putting head stomps and soccer kicks in the game all along, but when you see on the forums, of course, all caps, devs, please read. Soccer kicks, head stomps, soccer kicks, head stomps. And to finally be able to show them that first video where somebody's getting pelted with their soccer kick or stomped with a head stomp, I mean, and then to hear the forums, you know, going, they're reading us, head stomp, soccer kicks in the game, you know, it's like, yes, that is exactly it. We want to make you guys happy. We are receptive, and yeah, that's definitely all part of it, you know, definitely all part of it. We're gamers too, you know.